the Black Seminole Rebellion. It started in 1835 and lasted until 1842. 7 years for those of you doing the math. The Black Seminole Rebellion started with slaves in the South rebelling against their masters and rebelling against their keepers. And of course, they were killing their slave masters as they traveled south, picking up more people along the way. The U.S. government, being made aware of this, began to pursue those enslaved, now fighting for their own freedom, people. These enslaved people fighting for their freedom and rebellion had a plan to make their way down to Florida trying to escape. When they got to Florida, they linked up with the Seminole Indians in Florida. The Seminole Indians in Florida and these formerly enslaved people combined to fight against the American government for 7 years. For 7 years, the American military could not conquer these two groups of people. Once it became apparent that this was a stalemate, these former slaves and some of these Seminole Indians decided that the best thing they could do was make their way to Mexico where they would be freed. So they fought their way to Mexico, and even after Mexico, y'all know how America is, they couldn't take a loss. But they still couldn't defeat these formerly enslaved people. So the American government and these formerly enslaved people came to an agreement that they'd stay in Mexico and not come back and lead a rebellion, and that the American government will leave them alone. And the document that they signed in order to seal this became one of the foundation documents of another document that will come a few years later called the Emancipation Proclamation. This is our history. This is our story. This is our song.